Hey folks, so a little bit of a different view today. Um, I am on the floor of my bedroom because I just recently redid my shelves again because that's what I do. And in the course of that, I already set out the books that I kind of want to read for October. And I'm really fucking lazy and I don't want to stack them and drag them into the next room. So we're just going to sit here and um, go over my tentative TBR for October, I guess. Okay, let's get into it. So, first and foremost, are the books that I have to finish reading. So, I have three um, right here that are kind of questionable. So, of these, I have The Long Fall and Kindred, and these ones are the most questionable about whether or not I'm going to read them this month. I did not get that much done in the reading department in September just because I have been so busy, and I also got into a little bit of a reading slump. So, um, if I really want to focus on finishing some of the spooky books that I want to read, as well as getting into some other spooky books, let's be honest, the two books that I'm having a hard time getting into are probably not going to be touched this month, but I will mention them as possibilities that if I really get into super big reading urges, maybe I will actually finish one of these. But most likely, these are going to go on November's list. Beyond that, I am still reading little bits in Sisters of the Earth. As I said before, this is a hard one to just kind of read a bunch of in a sitting. So yeah, I'm slowly making my way through this still. That will continue into October. And then we get into two active, two books I'm actively reading that I started in September but weren't able to finish by the end of the month. And I want to be focusing on trying to read this month. One is Too Much and Never Enough. By Mary L. Trump, and I am not that far in this book at all. I'm honestly still in the prologue because I was in a foul mood, so I didn't get too far into here. But I really need to read this in October, so it's not that long of a book. I don't think it'll take me too long to get through it, but so that's first on the list, and secondly is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I'm borrowing this from a friend who said if I really loved a graveyard book and Sandman, I would love this. So I am on page 43 in this. This has beautiful and creepy um, illustrations in here. But so far, so good in this book too. Perfect kind of spookiness for the beginning of the month. So that's those two. And then continuing on with spooky books is The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule. I started this in like July, I believe, and read to like page 60 and never got beyond that point. I would like to actually read this chunky boy this month because firstly, it's interesting. Secondly, it's Halloween. I need some spooky shit. What better than one of the original true crime novels? Let's do it. And then for the books that are more tentative for this month, of these, so I have two spooky books that I definitely, besides those, again, three that I'm kind of actively in, these two I definitely, want to get to this month. They're both kind of older. One would be The House of the Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne. I have been like in the middle of this for like 2 years now because I spooked myself a couple of years ago and was not able to finish reading this. Yes, it is actually literally falling apart. I am holding it together with hope and a hair tie. Um, but yeah, I want to actually bite the bullet and finish this bad boy this Halloween, finally. So yeah, next book I definitely, want to get to in October. Um, and next beyond that would be Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. This also has some other short stories in it as well. Like Sleepy Hollow itself is only like, I don't know, look at the last page. It's like 27 pages. 27 pages. I did read like a picture book version of this when I was a kid, but this is the honest to God short story, which I've never actually read, so that's in here. Also, Rip Van Winkle is in here, which, if you don't know anything about Rip Van Winkle, like, I haven't read this either, but I watched the Wishbone episode because, of course, I did. um, and there's like other kind of creepy stories in here. I'm interested and intrigued, and this is the perfect thin little, again, start to the high holy season. So yeah, I definitely want to get to this as well. And then we kind of move into other um, territories of spooky books. And like I said, these ones are more tentative for this month. Besides those like 5 definites, these ones are just like if the mood strikes me or if I have time because suddenly I'm busy now. So we'll see how things go. But first up in here would be Anatomy of Evil by Will Thomas. I honestly did not realize until I cracked this open and was looking at it that this is actually part of a series about like Victorian detectives, which I hope this doesn't screw me up too much. Like, I hope there wasn't like pertinent information that I need to know for this book because it appears that I'm coming into this series in like the, I don't know, this guy's written like 6 other books. I'm kind of hoping this isn't going to be a problem. But I've heard about this and it seems like it has something to do with like Jack the Ripper, and I'm all about books that involve that because I'm morbid as fuck. So yeah. Anyway, this is on my list. Another spooky book that I'm looking at, which is also perfect for the fall because of the cover. Look at the gorgeous cover. This is Deeper Than the Dead by Tammy Hogue. Um, don't know too much about this other than like part of it is in 1985 and or something terrible happens in 1985 and then it goes to present day and there's like an FBI investigator involved and everything, and I don't know. It kind of sounded like it was right up my alley when I borrowed it from my mom. So, yeah, another kind of thrillery, creepy book to read. Um, and then another creepy book that I'm looking to read is The Night Sister by Jennifer McMahon. I started this a couple of years ago and DNF'd it after about like 10-15 pages because it just was not grabbing me. But I am hoping that I can actually make my way through it this year. I mean, there's like missing people, creepy like hotel motel thing. It's set in Vermont. I mean, they're sisters. I feel like this is the potential to be really cool. Also, there's something about Alfred Hitchcock in here too. I don't know. I'm hoping that I actually can get into this. If not, like this month at least. by the end of the year, maybe, because it's cool. Anyway, that's it for like spooky books. Then I have a couple of more lighthearted books to kind of throw in there in between, just in case I like creep myself out or something. So first of these is a reread of Farmer Boy by Laura Ingalls Wilder. This was one of my favorite books when I was a kid. I know that there's been a lot of talk more about the controversy of Laura Ingalls Wilder, which admittedly was not something I picked up on when I was a kid. But I came across this copy when I went home for Christmas, and I just wanted to reread it because I wanted to experience that kind of like nostalgia and also see how I feel about this book now as a grown ass adult as opposed to an 11-year-old. So we'll see. And then the last book that I'm kind of tentatively looking at for this month is The Supervillain and Me by Danielle Bonas. There's no particular reason why I picked up this one as opposed to any others. I don't think it takes place particularly in the fall. But I have been eyeing it every time I've been trying to make my lesson, thinking, no, not this month, no, not this month, because I had so many other ones. I was like, no, I need to read it. Like, this is a fall book, or this is like, I really want to read this one. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to read it because I'm kind of in the mood for superheroes or supervillains or, just shenanigans. So, yeah, also tentatively on my list for this month. And that is pretty much that. That's that for this month as far as reading goes. Um, a whole bunch right here. I will try to. Oh my god, I'm gonna try to stack them, and it's going to be a mess. But yeah, this is what I am looking at to read for this month. I'm hoping that it is fairly successful because I don't know. Like I said, life has gotten kind of crazy since like the end of August. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Also going to be very busy because it is indeed Halloween, which is one of my favorite holidays. And yeah. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having successes in your reading, and that you have, if you make TBRs, I hope that you are excited about your TBRs, and I hope that you're excited about October, because you know what? Halloween is gonna look different this year, but by God, nobody can fucking cancel Halloween, because Halloween lives in the hearts of us all. Maybe that's Christmas, right? I'm borrowing from like a Christmas movie, but you know what? The same shit can be said about Halloween. I don't fucking care. Anyway, yeah. All right, I'm going to go now, and you'll probably see a more traditional background in the next video. Yeah. Bye.